got a couple of positions where there's still spots up for grabs. What's the competition been like at those spots?
It's been really, really good. Competition is fierce. It's day by day right now. It's close, which is really good for us as we continue to build depth within our program. And we have a little bit more time to figure out who the guy is, but guys are fighting every day for those spots.
Did you think the competition would go this far into camp and ahead of the season? You think it'd be resolved by now?
I thought at the end of the day, knowing the type of men we brought into our room, they're highly competitive people. I would have been shocked if it would have been concluded earlier, just because that person would have been head and heels above everybody else. But I'm not surprised by that at all. We have highly competitive people in that room, like I've said already, and I'm excited about really the depth we're building along with finding out who those starters will be.
Just curious, someone like Jack Tanner, what sort of leaps have you seen from him since he reported in January to now at camp?
A lot. He has. He's put a lot of work in, and to his own credit, he's very self-motivated. He's very intentional about his work, and I'm really excited from the steps where we got him, knowing how much snaps he played as a true freshman, along with what he went through in spring ball, the off season. He's taken a great step for us this past fall camp, and we're pretty excited about the future of him here.
Bryce missed some time, at least live 11-on-11. How did those guys like Tyler and Amir step up when Bryce was out?
I think that's the beautiful part in our program, is we talk about it all the time. When this game of football is a violent sport, and it's always about the next man up. And when Bryce went down, it provided a ton of opportunity for Tyler Mercer, for Amir, for Anderson Kopp, for Kale Farkas, even Hank Kelly. There are so many young men that stepped up to continue to take reps. And when we can do that, just like most people would want in that room, we have the ability to build more depth. So really pleased with them. They didn't skip a beat. They didn't blink an eye. And that's why we're really excited about where this room is going.
And how's Bryce look to you as of late?
Good. We've been more intentional with ramping him up with reps. And today was the first day we took the restrictor plates off, and he's rolling. So we feel really good with where he's at and where he's headed, and we're excited about what type of season he's going to have.
For some of the younger guys in the room, has anyone kind of stood out to you and been better than expected up to this point?
You guys always do this, and then I don't say someone's name, and then I got somebody's mom calling me. No, I'm joking. There's several though. I hate to mislead you and not put out names, but there's so many of them. Because you guys gotta understand, we lost 6 seniors a year ago, and we had to really dig in, and credit to the recruiting staff and what they did, but we had to bring a ton of young men in through either high school or the portal, and it's been a lot of fun. We got a young room, but we got a hungry room. And there's a lot of guys that are stepping up, and the beautiful part about them is some of them haven't reached their full potential yet. And it's exciting when you say that when they have 3 years, 4 years left. But I'd be remiss just to name a few, but we're really, really excited about that room and where it's going, to be honest with you.
Lance mentioned Amir Herring as kind of having put himself in the conversation at left guard with Tavake and James Livingston. I'm just wondering what your impressions have been of Amir's camp overall so far.
Well, we kind of talked about earlier how he was taking center reps. And then we would move him to guard. And it's been really, really fun for us, as Amir was probably one of the first people we brought here once I got here to Kansas. And it's been a lot of fun for that young man, as he's just really focused on the process. He was not worried about, am I playing, where I'm playing, where am I ranked on the depth chart. He just came to work every day and just tried to improve, and that's kind of what he's focusing on now. And what's really fun for us now is he's proving to be very, very reliable. Coach Zabrowski talked about that to the offense yesterday, is we're looking for men we can rely on, that we can trust. And in our offensive line room, your ability to be consistent and efficient every play, stack plays and do your job, that's a huge part of what we do up front, or else bad things happen. So he's been really, really good about being intentional about his reps and his opportunities, focusing on just getting better, and he's showing that he can be very reliable.
And then with James at that position, he's been in the program for a while. How has he kind of responded to having competition there?
It's good. It actually, the competition in the room with James, Tavake, and Amir, it's raised all their level of play. And that's exciting for us as coaches, knowing that, we will have, I believe this, what we talked about a lot as a staff, we'll have better depth this year with how closely these kids are right now. And it really just comes down to the starting player may just have more consistency in our eyes. But the exciting part is when you have close competitions, it may mean we rotate more than we did a year ago. We may have 7, 8-man rotations. Coach Leipold and I have done that before at previous stops. And we're excited about that because when you can build depth in the offensive line room, we're a better team.
You talked about trust a moment ago. You guys put a lot of trust in Calvin. You called him the guy back in the spring. What's it been like to watch him develop as a leader since then, since you could trust him?
Very, very exciting. And I guess as my 10 years as an offensive line coach, we have not really used that word a lot where we just stand at the podium and say, he's the guy.
Yeah.
But when you have someone special like Calvin, who is honestly mature beyond his years, it really motivated him and it pushed him. And he's taken steps since we've last talked about him. And it's so exciting for him. I was so excited for him this season. He's been really, really intentional about his work. He's brought people along. I can't speak enough about that young man and just the kind of person and character kid we have in the room, but along with how hungry and how excited he is about his opportunity to move forward and show people what he's done.
Coach Sleeve said when he was first with the program, it was tough to get even 2 words out of him. Was there a moment when that changed, or what was that like from your perspective?
I think it was the same way when we got here first. It was like pulling teeth to have a great conversation with him. But as you continue to build relationships with him and all these young men, they really show a side of you that they're just young men sometimes, and they're just kids, and they want to have fun. Calvin was having a blast today at practice, making jokes, cracking jokes, and he knows that sometimes the energy has to be not tense and has to be a little bit more lighthearted. And I'm really excited about his maturity in the leadership progress because I do believe there is a great leader within him. And he's showing that more and more every day.
How would you identify Enrique as someone that you wanted to bring in?
Good question. The portal is fast and furious. It is a sprint. We're sprinting a marathon, basically. There's a lot of tape being watched, a lot of evaluations, a lot of conversations between our recruiting staff. And it goes through a process where it gets filtered through the recruiting staff, through the assistant coaches to make sure we're on the same page in terms of who we're bringing in and who we're taking. Enrique fell into that. And we were excited about it. And once we had mutual interest from him, we brought him on campus and we knew it was a great fit. So from a skill point standpoint, he's a great fit for us. From a personality standpoint, I don't know if you guys ever got to talk to him or meet him. He's got a wonderful personality now. Great family out in Chicago. I actually recruited him at my previous institution. He'll get mad at me because I didn't offer him at my previous institution. But I was at a smaller school and he ended up going to Syracuse. But we identified him as an athlete that we knew we could help build our room and build that tackle spot, and he's doing that right now for us.
Have you seen Kobe continue to grow?
I think his greatest growth right now has been in his leadership. He's always been a tough physical athlete for us, but in terms of his leadership with knowing what the standards are, and I think we talked about this last spring, just understanding the standards and bringing our young players along, being a great sounding board and voice throughout practice. It's been really exciting moment for us just because of his maturity and the maturity he's started to gain as an older player in our room. So I think that's obviously the biggest in our eyes, what's really transpired with Kobe and the steps he's taken. His
enthusiasm and physicality, I guess, is that something that is contagious for the other players in that room?
Yeah, exactly. It is. And a lot of our players see him as a leader in our room. So when he's jumping around, having fun, playing with great physicality, he's a catalyst that way, and everybody wants to start to be the same thing and really just pull off his energy. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, it's good. I'm feeling really good. Super excited to kind of get back doing everything this week. As Coach Agpalsa said, restricted plates are off, so I'm full go. I kind of got into more of the one-on-ones, like I think the second cycle, and then the third cycle I kind of got into the game situation stuff, and then now I'm full go.
What happened?
Just had a little mishap during summer workouts. We're just doing sprints, and a freak accident kind of happened, and then just kind of went on and went, all right, well, it is what it is, and then just got everything what I needed to do, get fixed up, and then moved on, and now I'm here, I'm ready to go.
Were you concerned at all that it was going to be a long-term thing, or did you know sort of early on that you were going to be able to be available to some extent in the fall?
There's always that kind of worry in the back of your head, but I'm a hope for the best, prepare for the worst kind of guy, so I was prepping for in case something like that were to be the case, but I'm fairly optimistic, I think. So I was really happy that I got to. It was only a couple weeks and I was back doing everything full action.
Bryce, how big was it that you know the system and everything that you're able to just pick up and move in now?
Yeah, I mean it's huge. It's huge, especially for the time that I missed, especially in cycle 1. I mean nothing's new to me anymore. There might be a few things might be new with Coach Z now taking over as offensive coordinator, but I mean for the most part it's fairly the same.
What'd you think of how Tyler and Amir and those guys did when you were absent?
Yeah, they did good. I mean, they asked me a bunch of questions, trying to like figure things out on the while they were doing stuff, and so I mean, they did a really good job. I was proud of them. And then now that I'm kind of back doing full swings, they're able to kind of watch and kind of see how I operate, and then I can kind of talk them through the way I kind of operate things as well.
Tell us a little bit about some of those new faces from last year into this year. Lose a couple key pieces on the line, but there's some good positional battles going on there.
Yeah, I'm excited. The guys are fighting. I think it's a lot of fun. Like doing reps with a bunch of different guys. I mean, I think I've had 6 different guards that I've taken reps with in just the last 2 cycles that we've been doing fall camp. So, I mean, I'm super excited. The guys are fighting hard. You know, they're fighting for position battle, and I'm super excited who I'm going to be able to play with.
Is there something specific you're looking for from whoever wins those battles, like something that, as a center, that you want out of that guy?
We talk about a big thing in our program is trust, and it's trusting that the guy next to me is going to be able to do his job. And there's like specific instances I could get into the nitty gritty about it with specific details, but it's mostly like the whole trust factor of being able to be like, all right, when this gets called, I know what he's going to do, and he knows what he's going to do, and there's no second thought about it.
How do you kind of build that trust?
Reps. I think that's the big thing, and then like seeing on film whether they're doing it with me or with another center or with any group in particular. It can even be like during ND if they know what they're talking about and you can see them repping it and then doing it live. I think that's the biggest thing, because me seeing it is something different than talking about it. We always talk about in like our O-line room how words are just words until it's proven by action, and so yeah.
How have you seen Amir grow?
How have I seen him grow?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, he's taken a huge step since, especially last season, last fall. I remember during the spring, because I wasn't as active in the spring. I was still doing everything during the spring. I was still doing team and individual, all that stuff during the spring. But this fall camp, he was taking a huge step. I mean, his feet have gotten a lot quicker. I think that was kind of what was holding him back from being a key player for us last year, and that his feet have gotten a lot better. He's a lot lighter footed than he was last year, so he's able to move. He's strong. He's built like a brick house. So.
Did you have any advice for Enrique as somebody who came in late yourself, had to learn the playbook really quickly, and then try to get on the field? Have you talked to him at all about, hey, this is how I was able to do it? Or?
Yeah, he kind of asked me when I first got here. He was like, hey, what's been like difficulty with that you had learning the offense? And I was like, dude, I didn't really have that much difficulty. And he asked me how, and I was like, offenses are offenses. They're all the same. Inside zones, inside zone, wide zones, wide zone. 6-man protection, whatever. It's all really the same stuff you're learning at every school. It's just different words. So the biggest part is learning like the words. I told him I'd take it back to like elementary school when you're first now learning the definitions of words. Like it's super simple. That's all you got to do. It's just a different definition for a new word.
Feels like Calvin has taken a huge jump from where he was at a year ago too.
Yeah, he's definitely taken a huge jump in a leadership role as a player, and so I'm super excited to see what he does this year.
What have you seen from on the field?
For who?
Calvin.
Oh yeah, like I just said, like leadership has been a huge thing for him. I remember, I think it was the end of last cycle, we had this thing called a gut check.
Yeah.
You know, it's 14 plays of just going through it, right? Going against the defense gets to rotate, make sure it's fresh guys, and the offense doesn't get to rotate at all. So it's just to like try to simulate that really long drive. And you know, everyone's fighting through storms, tired, exhausted, and you can hear Calvin saying, "Come on, fellas, let's go." So he's taking a big leadership role, big leadership standpoint. And I mean, he's playing really well right now. I mean, he has an NFL build for a tackle, so I'm super excited to see what he can do this year for sure.
You talked about the trust level with the guard. How much trust do you have in Kobe Baines?
A lot. I mean, we played with each other last year, and I had a bunch of trust in him last year. I think the difference between last year and this year is like now I can look at Kobe and I did trust him last year, but now it's like an extra step just because we have that year under our belt together, and I know what he can do, and he knows what I can do, and so we're able to mesh that together really well.
Do you feel like you were one of the more physical, sort of interior duos coming back in the conference?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last year we were one of the top O-lines in the country. I feel.
Yeah.
I think personally we could have been a Joe Moore Award semifinalist. I don't know, or at least on the finalist board. I don't know. We were pretty good last year, no, for sure. I'm super excited for me and him to try to take games over the way we should. Coach A talks to us all the time about you two are going to be the leading inside. If I put you two on one person, that person should get moved every time, no matter what. And so I think me and Kobe take pride in that and take pride in him having the trust and belief in us to get the job done.
Do you have that kind of belief in this year's offensive line too, that hey, we could be one of those top groups in the country?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited for what we're going to put together this year. I mean, we're like 9 guys deep who can play, and so I think it's a little deeper than we were last year. And I think I'm just super excited to kind of see where we take a step forward as an O-line and as a whole offense.
With how young this group is, how different is it for the younger guys versus kind of the older guys in the past?
Yeah, it's a lot different. I think I have to be a little more on the mental side of things, because I have to make sure everyone knows what to do and when to do it, and making sure we're all on the same page. Because last year, I could walk up to a line to the line of scrimmage and look at the defense and tell them I don't remember seeing this look ever during film or during any type of scout period or anything like that. And then I'll look at them and we're like, we'll figure it out. And we always just found a way to figure it out. I think that was just from experience, reps, that kind of taken together, and as a total, everyone's taken. And so I think last year we had like 8,000 total reps between all of us when we first walked into the season. And so it's a bunch of reps for an O-line. So we kind of took the complete opposite this year, and so I'm super excited about what we're going to be able to do this year.
And then I'm sure you have NFL aspirations. What do you look at when you look back at last year? You're like, what's the one thing you want to improve on, whether it's on the field or off the field, to get to that step?
Yeah, I think for me, it's a lot to do with my feet. I think I'm a big, strong guy, but I think it's having the trust in my feet and being able to tell myself I can move fast enough to block these guys. I can move quick enough to block second level guys, and just kind of having that trust within myself and confidence that maybe I didn't have last year. I talked to my brother and my dad on the phone the other day, and I was like, I think last year was a year where I kind of got my confidence back, and now this year is going to be about, all right, my confidence is here. Let's go do what we should do.
What do you think of this defensive tackle group?
They're good. They're good. They're giving us some problems in camp right now, but I'm super excited for these guys. I mean, they played a lot of ball together, especially the last 2-3 years together, and so I think they finally started to find a good mesh point. I mean, we just added Justice Finkley from Texas during the spring, and that dude's an animal. He's good. He's good.
As an upperclassman, I'm sure that there's a lot more expectation for you to be the leader that you had to step up and be. Was your mentality kind of shifted coming into this year? Because you're like, now I'm one of the guys who's older. I'm not a younger guy.
Yeah, I think so. I think the leadership position has shifted my mentality a little bit to now owning that role and making sure I'm being a voice in these younger guys' heads. But then also just being more comfortable around the facility, being more comfortable with all these guys that I've been with for a couple of years now. I can feel like I'm growing into myself more and being more confident around the building, stuff like that.
Agpalsa said in the spring, you're the guy at left tackle. What does that mean to you as a player when your coach says that?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. I think the confidence that he has in me is definitely, I take pride in that. But it's also a position that, has a lot of responsibility. So like I kind of said earlier, I got to come into the facility with the same mindset every day, to be the same Calvin every day, to get better every day.
From your perspective, how have you seen some of the other position battles along the offensive line?
It's been awesome to see. Our big focus this fall camp was making sure that fall camp practice 1 was more so spring ball practice 16, so that we weren't taking a step down from how far we came in spring ball, because it's a new looking room with a lot of young guys. So, but I've been really happy to see all the competition that's gone on. Just a lot of guys very invested, playing very hard.
What things did you glean from the O-line Masterminds event this summer? Lane Johnson, Joe Thomas, some other NFL legends there.
It was really cool. What was really cool about it is just how open everybody was to sharing their tips and tricks and just their history of them playing the game. Never once did I go up to a guy and ask him a question and he was short-worded. They always wanted to help. They wanted to pour into these young guys. So just little things, but also just within how they're able to sustain a long, healthy career. I kind of got a lot from that, how important it is to treat your body like a business, like taking care of your body, things like that.
How's your body changed? Because, I mean, you were like, what, 240 is like high school junior or so?
Yeah, it's came a long way. I haven't gained too much weight since being in college, but it's really just been my body composition I've been trying to harp on changing. So I made big steps in that area and just trying to get stronger. Coming from some lower body injuries, just trying to rebuild my lower body, make sure I'm really confident in my base, my strength. So I think it's gotten a lot better in that aspect.
Ever since you got into a leadership role, is there a younger guy on the squad that you've kind of taken under your wing and kind of, been his mentor?
No, I say there's a few. I just say the young tackles in general. I try to be a big resource to them, whether it's just watching them in their drill work, being in their ear about little things to work on, little techniques. But I would say most of the young tackles.
Are you surprised that you're in a leadership role so soon in your college career, or did you envision sort of assuming this?
I wasn't necessarily surprised. I guess a lot of people around me, like my family, wasn't surprised at all. They were like, I always thought you were a leader, Calvin. But I would say maybe I was slightly surprised. But the team vote, I felt confident when I got the position, and I was super happy with it. And obviously, if I were to apply for it, then I think I'm deserving of it. So I wasn't too surprised.
Does it help knowing that you have Coach Agpalsa's backing as like you're the left tackle? Like you don't have to worry about that. Does it help with the leadership too?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes I wouldn't say necessarily helps with the leadership, but it definitely just helps with my confidence in my role, and then being able to take that and then branch out into helping other people in that aspect.
In terms of just being out there on the field, what's one thing in your game that you have improved on throughout the offseason?
I would say my hands. I've taken a big focus on my hands, being patient with them, having good placement, keeping them inside. I think that's one thing that hasn't always been a big focus of teaching for us, but lately we've been focusing on our hands a lot.
As a local guy, is it sort of surreal to walk out and see the new booth, knowing what the stadium looked like before?
Oh yeah, definitely. I still have an old blueprint photo in my room of the old booth, so I'll hold on to that one forever. But it definitely is a pretty surreal feeling to walk out and see something as crazy as that.
What about this group of defensive ends? What have you seen from them?
They're really good. I've really enjoyed going against them. It's great competition. They're really good players, so being able to go against those guys every day, it makes us better. There's no doubt.
Gives you some versatility, right? Because different body types, different games, and everything.
Definitely, like the difference between going against Fink and Dean. It's a super power guy, and then Dean's more of a lengthy speed guy. And while Fink is definitely not slow, it's like I get two different kind of different feelings.
Does seeing the new booth make you think about your decision to come here at all? Like, does it make you reflect?
Maybe a little bit, but I think from day one, I had confidence in where I was playing at. But it definitely is a pretty cool feeling that you can really tell the momentum of this program when you can see it come to life like that.
What do you think of Coach Z's offense so far?
I love it. It's awesome. Too much hasn't changed, but at the same time, you can see there's focus on certain things in other areas. But it's been a blast so far being coached by him.
What is different about the approach you're taking?
The approach I'm taking now, I'm just taking more of just like a pro style approach in the way that I approach every day, and like the days I wake up, I'm on go at all times, and I'm just really just trying to change my mindset into every day and just be more grown.
For playing about the KU offense, very complicated. What's the process been like for you to learn it, understand it, and be able to go out and execute?
Honestly, I feel like the KU offense, it is pretty, but I just feel like that Coach A and Coach Jackson have helped me a lot tremendously to just learn the offense and stuff. So I just feel like it wasn't really that hard to learn, just because I have great people on my side trying to help me to learn it.
Coach Agpalsa talked about the transfer portal process for you coming here and how it was pretty quick. What was it like from your perspective, and what was maybe some of the selling points of coming to Kansas?
Honestly, yeah, it was pretty quick, but it's like I said, when I first came to Kansas, I was just very starstruck, and I was very amazed by everything that Kansas had to offer when it came to strength, wise when it came to football, when it came just to overall the culture. And what was the other part of the question? I'm sorry.
Just what that process was like and maybe what stood out to you.
Yeah, so the process. I mean, I was talking to a couple of schools, but like once I came here, I already knew that this was the one. So yeah, I ended up the process pretty quick.
Yeah.
Do you think you come here if Coach Agpalsa is not here?
That's a great question. Yeah, probably. But for Coach A, definitely is an amazing coach, and he definitely was a big reason why I did come here. And him and his experience coaching and just everything that he can provide, being a coach, was definitely a big part.
Definitely made it easier.
Yeah, he definitely made it a lot easier.
Thanks, sir.
Did he, what did he say specifically during that process that maybe had you inspired to come here, even maybe before you got a chance to see the facilities and things like that?
I mean, me and him really had like a man-to-man talk about my goals and my aspirations, and he just told me on what I had to do to get there and how he could help me get there and stuff like that. Yeah. He also showed me his experience in coaching and what he has done as a coach over the years. So I feel like that just made me real comfortable. Just like, all right, I'm ready to go. This is the place I want to be at.
So now that you have been here, what's been your thoughts so far? I mean, going through the start of camp and everything, what do you think?
I love it. I wake up every day with a smile on my face. You know what I mean? This is one of those things where it's like, it's my last camp. So I'm pushing through. I'm waking up with a smile on my face and do what I got to do every day.
Knowing it's your last camp, but do you feel maybe pressure, maybe not the right term, but do you feel extra intensity of, hey, knowing this is your last chance to get out there and
yeah, I definitely do, but I feel like that's more so going to come towards like the end of the season. But like, damn, like, it's been a ride, but yeah, I definitely do feel that extra intensity just because it is my last camp. But I feel like once I get further in the season, it's going to be even more intense.
When you think about some of the other guys in the room, a guy like Bryce or Calvin on the opposite side, how much should maybe they help with you coming in? And obviously some of the new guys in the room as well. What was that process like of kind of integrating everybody together?
Honestly, it was pretty cool. I'm a pretty friendly person. I have a good personality. Everybody in the whole O-line, we all have the similar personality. So I just feel like just coming in the room was just like one of those, when we had like one awkward day where it was like, hey, and after that we were all just like best friends.
Yeah. Knowing there's so many guys in the room that are competing for opportunities, what's that like just on a day-to-day situation in practice?
It makes practice even that much more fun, you know what I mean? Competition makes everybody stronger and makes everything more fun.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's helping bring the best out of you too?
That's helping bring the best out of everybody. I mean, even the competition from position battles bring the best out of everybody in just every position.
You mentioned being starstruck about coming to Kansas. Was there anything about here that surprised you? Maybe even just the city of anything that surprised you?
I'll be honest with you. Before I came here, I thought Kansas was like the middle of nowhere. Like I thought it would be like cornfields and stuff like that. But now, I mean, I came here and I was like, oh wow, it's actually like a really Lawrence is a really nice city.
Yeah.
And we have KC down the street. I mean, it's also really nice. So I feel like the city surprised me, and also the facility surprised me as well. It's one of the best facilities I've ever seen.
What do you like most about the communication on the offensive line?
I feel like as an offensive line, like we're all as one. We try to communicate what we're doing and kind of just what we need to do to finish our play and accomplish our play too.
And what's the process been like just over the course of these camps? Like, what's the ups and downs?
It's been good so far. For me, like I'm trying to build a connection with the O-line and kind of make it easier for me to talk to them. But so far, I think this fall camp really has shown me that I can talk to them. Everyone is really open, especially on this team and the O-line.
What do you help? Go ahead.
Sorry. What do you think of Coach Agpalsa's coaching style?
Man, Coach DA, man, that's my guy. Me and him kind of have a connection a little bit because he's from Hawaii. I'm also from Hawaii too. So especially how he coaches, I like how his style of coaching. How he kind of he holds you accountable for there's no favorites in the room. Kind of holds everyone accountable and stuff like that.
Now, for you said you had that connection with the coaching staff, but what's the connection like with, say, guys like Jalen and guys in the backfield? How are you guys communicating as well, too?
Hey, you see, really?
Jalen Daniels and everybody, the quarterback room, all the rooms together.
Oh, yeah.
Offense.
I feel like as a team, too, we're all communicating on the field. I feel like there's connection as a team. We do a lot of team bonding and stuff like that. So it is easier for us to communicate with the QBs, the running backs, receivers here and there. We kind of do communicate them, you know what I'm saying, like certain things that we need to communicate on.
What's the team bonding like with so many new faces here?
It's good. I'm trying to get used to it because I'm not used to the many diversity, but I kind of getting used to it, and I think I really like the team and everyone.
Any activities stand out that you guys have done team bonding?
We do we had one when I first came here. I think it was spring ball. We went to Bourbon. That kind of made me build connections with everyone. Even on the defensive side, I made connections with the D-line. Yeah.
with the linebackers or with the safeties and stuff like that. Yeah.
When you think back to when you showed up to campus in January versus now, where do you feel like you've taken the biggest steps forward?
The biggest steps I've taken forward is kind of building connection with the team. When I first came here, I was going through like a certain injury process. But ever since I've been back on the field and everything, I'm kind of building a connection with the team, talking more with the team.
Coach Leifel talked about how he's seen you develop physically, right? Getting back at the end of spring, over the course of summer. Just how do you feel like your body and your physicality has changed?
Yeah, it's changed a lot. I feel like when I first came here, there was a lot of stuff I needed to learn on. But being with the team and with the strength conditioning program, it helped me a lot. Kind of getting to the point that they want me to get, and I'm willing to get to work to where I need to get to help the team win and everything.
And what point was that? Was it a set weight? Is it set body fat? I know they're big on body fat stuff.
It was really on body fat. Mm-hmm. He kind of helped me improve that in that area of strength conditioning.
How do you go about doing that? I know there's probably a lot of different ways, but how did you go about trying to improve that?
I tried my best to keep my nutrition in stack. Our nutrition staff is really good, so every time I try to talk to him and take advice from him, he give me really good advice, and from there I go on with what they told me to do.
And we know you played some tackle at your previous school. What's it been like trying to slide inside and play some guard?
Guard is I like guard. Tackle was nice too. That was when I was lighter, but now I'm kind of big. You know what I mean? So. But now transitioning over to guard has been really good. I like guard better than tackle in my opinion, but yeah, everything has been transitioning pretty good.
Why do you like it better?
I think it just fits my playing style. I'm like majority of the time I'm physical. I like to hit someone, so like being able to get in the trenches with it, get in the true work. That's what I think. Is guards really. It really is physical in there, so I try to.
What do you feel is different between what was going on at UCLA and here in terms of just practice and everything that goes with preparation for season?
Now the difference between Kansas and Kansas and UCLA was, my opinion. I like Kansas way better. Culture over here is way better. I like how everyone kind of connects with with each other, and yeah, like just the program too, like strength conditioning program. How do you kind of like everyone has to work, you know what I'm saying? Not just favorites or things like that. You know what I mean?
Because offensive coordinator was Bieniemy while you were there. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's that? Because he was here with Kansas City for a long time.
Yeah.
What was that transition going from a Bieniemy-led team to like now with Zabrowski?
Yeah. Coach Bieniemy, he's a really good coach, but transitioning over, there is two different coaching styles that they both have. But I wouldn't say I have a favorite. I think both kind of were helping me push to where I want to go to and kind of help me to where I'm trying to go to and go.
With so many guys competing in the offensive line room, just what's it like day in, day out in practice, knowing every day you're fighting for reps, opportunities?
Yeah. I think the competition in the room now that we have, and especially with my position, is I like it because it kind of helps each one another to kind of push to get better every single day. I can't be content of I'm good, I got this spot, when someone else is also working hard. So I feel like having that competition, especially more than one person, like there's a lot of people compete for that position, but like having that in mind kind of helps you want to get better.
You feel like that's bringing out the best in you too?
Yeah, for sure. Like it's helping me push through what I got to work on,
and
what I can do to help the team win and hopefully get that spot. And
what's the main part of your game where you think you have an edge?
What do you mean by that?
Like what, like competitive advantage, kind of like what do you think the best part of your game is that sticks out?
Me, I would say like in my opinion, I don't think there's something that I have an edge on, but I feel like I think all of us have trying to work to like just getting that spot. I really don't have anything to say about that.